Forgot you skipped it. Okay, drama, whatever.
Drama. Let's go to dramas.
For technology purposes, we're on to Drew, and then to Bobby and his piece of paper.
Guys, I can't believe I picked this. But
Me
I
either.
picked The Tender Bar. You know what? This movie really got me in the feels. Ben Affleck is good, guys. Affleck. I know sometimes he gets a little bit of flack here and there, but he is so good in this movie. And this is such a wonderful coming of age story. And this one really got me in the feels, and it was unexpectedly so. I didn't expect it at all. I was just like, yeah, let's watch it. But
I think also that movie. Sorry, that threw me. I'll have to read it to you later. I think also at the time there's this movie, and then there's the other one that came out, I guess, a couple of years ago, where he's the basketball coach, and knowing with that one dealing with drinking, and this one working at a bar, and knowing the real life struggles that Ben Affleck has had with alcohol, I think there's a deeper thing there playing a character that deals with these things. That it feels more personal.
Yeah, for sure.
And I also think he's become a way more amazing actor since he became a really good director.
Correct.
I was always a Ben Affleck fan, but he was kind of the Jimmy Stewart of this era, where he's the same in every movie for a while. Come here, buddy.
He needs to go out.
I know, you have to wait. What else we got?
Next, I picked Father Stew. Again, another unexpected choice from me.
It is a good movie.
But it is a really good movie. It's based on a true story. And I think what I admire so much about Mark Wahlberg is his devotion. He is extremely devout Catholic. We know he wakes up like at 4 a.m. every day to do his prayers and then work out. And he worked so tirelessly to get this movie made.
Because he paid for this movie.
He did. And then he has that new version that's coming out.
So basically what happened is the movie came out, it's rated R. Let's wait. Rated R, but what he did is I think it was for Christmas. Or maybe it was his Easter or Christmas. It was Christmas. He did a recut of it to make a PG-13 version so more people could see it. Because it was never bad. It was just, there's some elements to it that are more adult.
But I appreciated that movie. This one you knew I was going to pick. Yeah, if you don't mind.
I'll do it.
I'm going to sneeze.
I'll be back. I'm looking at my list here.
Excuse me.
Can you go out? Can you go outside?
You want to go outside, baby?
No, you're just being annoying.
Okay. The next one, of course, you know I was going to pick. I'm a huge Elvis fan. I have been, most of my life. My father was always a huge Elvis fan, so we grew up watching the Live from Hawaii. We had the albums. We had all sorts of stuff that we would listen to. And, I even grew up, we knew all the guys in the band. Like, there's Jerry Shift. There's this guy. Here's the guy. And there's the Sweet Temptation, whatever their name. Like, we knew all these ladies. And Austin Butler did such an amazing job of bringing Elvis back to life, so much that Priscilla was like, "Oh my gosh, I thought it was him."
I think you even mentioned before on the trailers, you were like,
I was here and there because I don't want one of those Elvis Las Vegas Elvis things on there, like the guy on the street. But this was an amazing movie.
I can tell you though, this was on my list. At one point, it got bumped. I am not an Elvis fan in any
way. You are not in any way. I
don't like Elvis.
I was concerned about you watching the movie.
But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go in because I can watch a biopic of some biopic. Is that right?
Yes.
Of somebody and not be a fan of them, but I'm interested in their history. And Elvis is one of those. Like I've been to Graceland. I've been to Elvis's home. I recognize what he did at the time and that kind of stuff. I'm just not a fan of the music.
Yeah.
And I'm also one of the people that used to talk about him. Basically still in black culture and stuff, but the story of the movie paints a different picture. That if you see it, you start realizing it's not so much of the stealing, depending on who you're looking at.
Yeah.
It's the homage to the music came before. And who knows how much of that is true in Hollywood, but I agree with you. I thought the movie was amazing.
And
he was excellent.
Since it was told from the point of Colonel Tom Parker, it presents a new version to
I was impressed that they mimicked the performances so well, and they released a new version.
I want to see that.
I think it is like a 4-hour version or something.
The full concert.
Some version, full concert versions. You can see all the concerts in their entirety in the film.
Because he did the full concerts.
Yeah.
Austin Butler did, so it's amazing.
And that he sang it and everything else was very impressive.
Amazing.
I agree with you.
Okay, I picked The Northman. This movie is unique.
It's an acquired taste.
It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit mystical.
You want to go out?
But I'm going to tell you, these people worked so hard on this film. It deserves to be seen. Your main characters Okay, yeah, so we know Skarsgård's buff and ripped and awesome, but just the story of this is so cool that we bring some of this Viking history to our modern day times, and I really enjoyed it, and I know you enjoyed it because it is that Viking history and mythology and the lore,
See, this movie inspired my hair.
and I just thought it was amazing, and everyone's performance is amazing. And I like that parts of it were in Norse, and there was not really any kind of translation. There was a little bit here and there when you're with the soothsayer, but overall, it was just presented and it was laid out, and I loved it. It was so good. Okay, this one, I it took me by surprise. This is another one. This is the one with John Cho, and it's called Don't Make Me Go, and it's that story where you think one character is going through something and then the twist hits you and it's somebody else completely.
Yeah.
This movie was so emotional and it really got me in the feels, and John Cho is so good. He's not just that funny kid anymore. He is a very good dramatic actor, and I hope
agree.
you will see it. It is on Prime Video.
All right, so for mine with no pictures,
I'm sorry, baby.
I'm just gonna keep
I
doing
thought
this.
you knew.
No,
I apologize.
You asked me, do you want to do things? I said, no, we don't need to do that. And you're like, okay.
I'll put some
and then we
slides
come in
together
here
for you.
The one time you're prepared for something, it's for yourself.
I put slides because I was like, hey,
you're never prepared for anything. And you're over there yelling at me about, she was doing something else before the show that was very cool and important. But then she's like, stress, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Now I know why you weren't ready, because you were doing this.
Well,
anyway,
I have slides ready.
To my analog. One of my favorite dramas is a very depressing movie, but it's The Well. I thought it was so good with Brendan Fraser. It's kind of, even though he hasn't been gone, it's kind of his comeback, and like it's a punch in the face,
that movie
kick in the
is
nuts.
Amazing.
Probably, it's the greatest performance of his career. But might be one of the best performances I've seen from an actor in a long time. Just really the layers of it.
Really good movie.
And he's not the only one. The lady, the Asian lady, I forgot her name. I'm sorry. But she's amazing in it too, and she's also in The Menu.
Yeah,
and she's amazing in The Menu as well.
Great in The Menu.
So anyway, my second movie, speaking of which, is The Menu. I put that one as a drama for me because I kind of look at drama, thriller, horror, thriller, drama, romance. It's kind of how I break them up. I felt it had more of a drama element than a horror element, but it fits in all those categories. It fits drama, horror. It's a little funny. It's just creepy. It is. But I felt drama category. I love The Menu. Menu is probably one of my top favorite movies of the year.
Really good.
My next one, which bumped Elvis. I apologize.
That's okay.
This one may not be the one that bumped Elvis, but it was Empire of Light. I love that movie with Olivia Colman and Colin Firth. I think that's one of those two that
I'm still kind of torn on it. I mean, it is a good movie, but I was just like,
it's not a movie I would watch again. I've seen it twice now because I watched it with you.
Dog.
But it's the kind of movie that when I saw it the first time, right in front of the screen. When I saw it the first time, I went to a double feature, and I knew nothing about either movie I was watching. And it ended up being one of those. I came out and I'm like, holy crap! I really love that movie. It's a talkie, as she likes to say. It's heavy. It's funny. It's dark. It deals with some social stuff and some racism stuff and love and mental health. And there's just so many levels of stuff.
And Olivia Colman is amazing.
That it stuck with me. But my concern was, could I watch this movie again and still like it? And so months later, when I finally watched it with you, I was like, wow, I still love this movie just as much. It wasn't as impactful because now I knew what was going to happen. And what you may not have heard me say is, because when I saw it the first time, I didn't even know what it was. I was like, I hope I stay awake because I have no idea what I'm about to watch. So I love that movie.
It was good.
Much like you, my next one was also The Northman. I loved The Northman. And I know some people watched the movie and are like, this movie sucked. Other people were like, this is not the movie I was expecting. I thought it was going to be Vikings. And it is. But there's a supernatural element that I can totally see it taking people out of the story. But I liked it because I felt like I was in the myth of the Viking, as opposed to just the TV show Vikings, and you're trying to steal realism. I mean,
but if you go into Viking mythology, that is how they made their decisions by the soothsayers or the witches or whatever.
But getting to see some of the supernatural elements,
I thought it was amazing.
I think it was beautiful. I think it was weird and strange,
It was.
but I was engaged
Engage.
throughout the entire movie, and I loved it. Excuse me. The last movie, which you still haven't seen, but since it gets nominated, you're gonna have to watch it. Is the Banshees of Inisherin,
Yeah.
which is Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, and it's racking up all kind of award nominations already. And I'm a huge Colin Farrell fan, so I was looking forward to seeing it. But it was also the kind of movie that I thought, I hope I don't fall asleep during this one. And this one happened to be the double feature with Empire of Light.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
both talkies.
I came out, yeah, and that was a long day, let me tell you. But I came out of both of them, and I'm like, holy crap, I've just seen two of the best films of the year. I hope other people see that, and now they're all getting nominations.
That's good.
So those are my dramas.